weren't any allowed to wear black stockings if I was to incur the wrath of the fashion
Hello.
people.
What's that?
I was making a video.
Oh, well, can you wait till I got my makeup on?
What is it?
I'm just doing a video
Oh,
in 4K. There's the dog.
leave me out of it.
Smart women avoid black stockings like poison.
Pick, come on. What's a lovely day out here. We're going to have a heat wave next week. So Dad cut the lawn recently.
Hungry. What about what are you going to eat?
Just an egg. I'll feed the dog. That's the important thing now for me. I just hope she'll eat it tonight. I haven't taken the WALKs today. I was lazy
Let her
this
run
night.
around in the garden.
Well, she had a bit of run around. I was busy out there this morning. She was very lively. It's not the same as going walkies.
Well, no.
What are you doing?
Oh, I know who we could look at.
Who?
Priscilla.
Yes. Okay. Oh.
It's when somebody's coming wearing a blue dress. Oh.
You want to look at Priscilla, do you?
Yeah. I was just looking at, I think they keep putting just a minute. I haven't got that. Well, this looks as if his entire body had completely frozen in a seated position while using the loo, and then had fallen forward in that fixed position. Forward brushed forward and detected a hint of breathing, although the singer's face was blotchy with purple. Oh God, something or other in the way there. Get that off. How do you get those things off? They just come in like that.
Oh, that's an advert list.
Is that a cookie? What they call a cookie?
Let me try and get rid of it. There we go.
Oh, thank you.
My nails are a bit dirty because
Oh,
I've been doing
really-
gardening.
Oh, yes. Yes.
And therefore, if you're charging at the top end, you should provide at the top end.
I think Colin was very harsh, but he did have points that, were clearly important to him.
They overate the room. They had it at the high.
They think it's gone over. It hasn't now.
The Leather Sofa Company. Beautiful leather sofas made by designer Italian brands. Available in a wide range of colours and styles, with over 300 suites in stock for immediate delivery, and up to £700 double part exchange on
Lovely
board suite.
dresses
Visit
there.
our showroom in Plasmar, Swansea,
That's very
or visit
freezing them.
www.leathersofacompanyuk.com to find out more. The Leather
What are
Sofa
you looking at?
Company. The list.
I do a close up of Dad in the kitchen.
Our beach to yours.
Four citrus peels mingle with coastal grown rosemary, the dew of the sea, as fresh as a coastal breeze.
Ooh, that was a bit
The
quick.
award-winning Pembrokeshire Gin Company.
This is 4K, you know. You're being caught in 4K for
No.
posterity.
Where would you like to go? Stay with the studio, please, mate. You know where you're going. I've got a show to do. Friday Night Feast on GB News, 7 p.m. And it's like nothing you've ever seen before. We take a different angle on the week's biggest news stories. The viewers and listeners set me some absolutely mad challenges to do. We're trying to rehome a rescue dog. And yes, there's some other wacky stuff in there as well. I feel like I could take on the world.
There knows absolutely these faces.
Christie's every Friday, 7 till 9 p.m. on GB
Frozen
News.
up, I don't know. They're not going to say what caused it. Oh, here we can get some. Oh, not get that stupid advertisement off.
For millions of people who are under occupation is a very important issue that could be explosive, and I don't think anything was advanced by this trip. The president.
For them, I don't think
What the autopsy says about how Elvis died, that's more like it.
Downing Street fought off Dominic Cummings' rule breaking, but then focus shifted onto others inside government. Partygate, as it would quickly become known, would threaten to drown out everything else.
Things were going pretty well until the summer of 2021. And then Partygate was very badly handled, but it
When you finish that, can you tell me what to do?
Okay, well, what do you want?
Well, it says what the autopsy says about how Elvis died, but I can't get it.
His fictional party was a business meeting. And it was not socially distanced.
And I can understand how infuriating it must be to think that the people who have been setting the rules have not been followed.
Oh, isn't that all it? Can you not...
Oh, right.
My nails are dirty because I've been doing gardening. Can you not scroll down to what you want to see?
Well, yeah, well, I tried, but that thing kept on going.
But you should be able to see it now. Can you not see
I
it?
hope so, yes.
Was having to apologise to the Queen about those parties. The night before she put her husband of over 70 years, she laid him to rest. Was that a moment of shame for you?
I deeply and bitterly regret.
Some flowers I bought for Mum today.
For monks who didn't obey the rules he was enforcing on
Are those the flowers from that you brought back?
Yes.
From Whitney?
Yes, I revived them.
or anything.
It's still going. That's quite good, isn't it?
Oh, it's fantastic.
What I can tell there, right honourable gentlemen, is that all guidance was followed.
And now it emerges that you hosted a Christmas party quiz with groups of people in various rooms in number 10 when such things were banned. Have you asked Simon Case to investigate you?
I can tell you once again that I certainly broke no rules.
I think what's interesting is it's not the offences, it's not the kind of, party, yes, it's bad that they were having parties, it's the non-explanation for that, the sense that it didn't happen, or, oh, actually it did, but I wasn't there, oh my goodness, I was there, I'm fine, but I'm still not responsible.
Today I received a physical notice from the Metropolitan Police relating to an event in Downing Street on the 19th of June. Let me say immediately that I paid the fine and I once again offer a full apology.
He came very close in any history of the judge to actually being remembered only for this, and I think that is a great shame for Boris.
His handling of the invasion of Ukraine did win him points.
I think the one piece of legacy that really is clear is that he has done a bang up job on the social front of Ukraine.
I think it's the clarity of change and recognising the need.
Are you okay?
Yes, thank you.
So how did he die?
Well, first of all, in the middle of the autopsy, one of the doctors came out and said he had died of a heart attack, and that there was no evidence that there was drug, but apparently that was wrong. And I'm just reading what the rest of the autopsy revealed.
Do you have confidence in Boris Johnson as leader 100?
There were 3 doctors performing the autopsy, the post-mortem as we call it. And he was the other 2 doctors did not
The Conservatives suffered a double defeat in
agree
2
with
key
that.
by-elections.
But when his deputy chief whip had to resign following allegations of sexual assault, the PM evaded questions about what he had known and when.
The whole Pincher scandal was another example of Boris Johnson thinking the rules don't apply to him.
There was reason to believe that drugs hadn't been involved, and that Presley's deteriorating health had simply done him in. That's not true, of course. By the time of his death, Presley was rather overweight. I would say that he was significantly obese.
Was that the pills that made him put on weight? Did it increase his appetite or something?
Yes, of course. His fondness for fried peanut butter and banana sandwiches and other unhealthy foods. Suffered from several ailments, including diabetes. That's because he was high blood pressure and glaucoma. That's eyes.
They don't know if they're telling the truth. They don't know if the line is going to change tomorrow.
Yet, while his poor diet may have contributed to his ill health, there was a longer answer to the question of how did Elvis die.
Thought that just hang on in there.
Secrets in the toxicology
Things will
report.
turn up for the best, but they didn't, and he left with diminished.
Had the post-mortem shown any signs of drug abuse?
Sajid Javid has resigned.
I think Rishi Sunak has just resigned.
The reason that they have moved against him is that he has refused to move. Not move out of the office, but he has refused to change.
I don't really know what amphetamines are.
No, I don't know.
No, but he was addicted to amphetamines.
He went to Prime Minister's questions as normal.
You often hear it, don't you, amphetamines?
Yes. I think there's some kind of drug that gives you energy.
Yeah.
He would duck it, but full credit to him for having the confidence to turn up.
Did Michael Gove come and tell you to resign today?
I'm not going to give a running commentary on political events.
Having it now against him.
I'm fully supporting the Prime Minister.
You appointed somebody who you believed to be a sex pest in a position of power and authority over other people in Parliament.
Can we have a look at you in your turban?
Oh, I don't really want to investigate this one.
No.
Now,
Right.
I don't know whether you can read the instructions.
What, have you got the...
Oh, no, it is.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh. Stuck down there, I've never seen it down there before. Oh, what a good thing. Now, I'll cut the stems off after lunch.
Okay. Yeah, about 2 or 3 days ago, it was the hottest day on record in the
But
UK.
I didn't enjoy it. I didn't even feel it. Terrible. I think there are a couple of roses that will last another day.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's good. Yes.
Keep going.
Yes, you look sweet in your turban.
Did you see that one feeding a foe yesterday in the paper?
Feeding a what?
Feeding a foe.
Oh yes, I did.
Fee-fi faux fum.
Yes, I did. But I
Big outrage today in the paper.
Oh, I
Because
stupid.
you can't rectify a foe.
Really? I'm childish. If I saw one of those in the garden, I would certainly feed it. Must be lovely to have it feeding out of your hand.
I'm not very keen on cotton. It's dangerous.
Well, it can be. Margaret, you know the taxi driver that I used to use? Morris?
What?
You remember Margaret?
Yes.
Well, maybe I found a very terrible review about her in the newspaper.
Well, on Google.
Yeah.
They're awful. Loud mouth.
Well, you must read it, it's hilarious.
4.5 minutes, you say?
Yes. I'm very sad to have to throw those away. You don't mind me getting quite so near?
No.
I can't really. She's managed to get that lead. Oh, it's always such a relief when she's been.
Oh yeah, it's nice.
Did
Nice
she do
and
your
tidy.
bedroom for you?
Oh yes, she did.
did?
Yes.
Oh, good. This is. Oh, it just needs cleaning.
There's some of the gardening I've been doing. I weeded down there, and I cut all the way along there and neatened it up. I still have to do a bit.
I thought you were going to have your lunch.
No, but I had to do the vase. And then I found that this vase has started, oh no, to grow mildew.
Okay?
Yeah, you like that?
I was looking at the instrument, I wanted to know what it was. It's sort of a harpsichord.
They're really incredible images, aren't they? I mean, he documented the First World War a lot.
Does it stop at the First World War?
Oh no, it goes right up into the 30s and beyond. Yeah,
Really?
yeah. He did these First World War sketches, but he did all sorts of things really. So yes.
I've often wondered in all these old pictures of the First World War, that I'd one day see my father, but
yeah,
well, it's possible, you know.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I was keeping up with an eye open.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything. He's in the Royal Engineers.
Oh yeah. Was he actually in the trenches then?
What?
Your father?
Was he what?
Actually in the trenches.
Oh yeah. Of course.
He threw the.
He was in the front line because he was. I mean, he could see the Germans just over there in the distance. He had to be careful about snipers and all that sort of thing because it was very primitive mode, but they had a catapult, a lash up, so peculiar, sort of like a baluster, and they put something like a 45-gallon drum, oil drum, you know what they look like, and inside would be the gas. Very, very primitive. It was just plugged up. Leaky old things, he said they were. He put it on this thing, it sort of grabbed like that, and like a ballast. And then when you press the button, they go boing like that, and chuck these things into the air, and they'd land in the trenches. Germans.
Mm.
Well, they used to get a weather forecast which was pretty awful in those days, and it would say that the wind was travelling eastwards, and so they'd be ordered to get out there and chuck these things. But of course the wind might change.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes it threw these things and it blew the gas back into their own trenches. And we saw men dying and they wouldn't put their mask on. They said they'd suffocate. And they'd froth at the mouth and die.
Oh, you saw that?
Oh, yes. Well, it's in that thing, you're right.
Oh, right.
Froth, they said it was awful. What was the one? Chlorine gas. He said they froth comes out of the mouth. And they can't get any oxygen. They just takes a couple of minutes and they're dead.
It's awful. And he signed up right at the beginning of the war, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't have any gas masks in those days. They used to give them a piece of...
No, you do it.
I should take that leg off first.
She won't be able to get that off.
I'll have to cut that off. Just a second, I'll get this off.
I'll get that if you like.
So it's all right. This is what I wanted to get at my sweet.
We'll let us next to it.
So, because
You know what's going to be? This room's going to be covered with fluff tomorrow. Rip that open.
Well, there's no fluff in there, is there?
Yeah, they're packing up this. That's the trouble with all those toys. Once they break into it, then...
Oh well, I'll get the Hoover out and I'll clear it up myself.
Yeah. I think it's better. That's what I do. I put it all out and then she can have it.
she might not be able to get through it.
Well, I think she can.
It loves those things.
Yeah.
And they can catch a bird. Or rabbit. I was trying to find.
I think it's stronger than you realise. I suppose that's also the sort of noise that a rat would make when it was being murdered.
Yeah.
That's right, that's what I said.
Yeah.
An owl makes, or a bird makes.
Well, let's think of it as a rat rather than a bird. remember how Daphne always used to bring a squeaky toy to Lady
Oh, yeah.
at Christmas time. I must have finished reading this one. I must go upstairs, tidy up a bit.
Yeah, look, by the palace's standards, that is an incredible level of detail. We don't know anything more than that, but what is key is that with statements in the past, there has always been a reference to this is about mobility issues. Her general health is good, but of course she's 96, and so it's really a problem with her mobility. There's no reference to that in this statement, so that would seem to indicate, when you add to it as well the numbers, the members of the royal family that are travelling immediately to Balmoral, and the concern on the faces of those in the House of Commons earlier today, that this is a serious situation, and so we don't have any more detail at the moment, but reading between the lines, you know, there is no surprise that so many people are concerned about the Queen's health.
Just bring in former government minister and royal commentator Norman Baker. Norman, you have been critical of the actions of both Meghan and Harry as regards the rest of the royal family, but clearly they are now coming together given these circumstances.
It's humility. Because for all of the grandness of her position, here is the coronation, the imperial state crown being lowered onto her head by the Archbishop of Canterbury. For all the grandness of her position, it never went to her head. She had, I think, an instinctive understanding that as a hereditary monarch, she had to win the trust of the people of this country and the other countries of which she was queen. And that, I believe, is what she did. She kept the monarchy strong. Now, of course, there have been a few bumps along the way. It would be extraordinary if there hadn't been. Bumps which have, almost without exception, been caused by other members of her family. But she pursued her role with that sense of humility and by putting duty first. And she was at heart, people who knew her, it's funny to talk in the past tense, a woman, rather reserved, certainly in her early years. There was none of that sort of vainglorious and overbearing behaviour.
Spreading the news on social media as people come to terms with what's happened. And as Nick was saying memorably a few moments ago, it's a seismic event. It's the longest reigning monarch in British history who's left us at the age of 96. And it's not a surprise when someone of that age suffers ill health and eventually passes away. But what is left, of course, is the reflection on what was achieved and the kind of life that was led, and the sense of duty and the sense of loyalty, and, as Nick was saying, the sense of humility, which seems rather bizarre to say for a monarch, but someone who